Hi guys, what we want to run through now is a question we got from Jamie, and he's talking about fat loss, maintaining kind of his fitness goals throughout the kind of festive period and while kind of drinking. So this could be any kind of period. It could be Christmas, it could be a festival, it could be something like that, or the summer, but it's really just to, I suppose, help you guys kind of understand that and illustrate some of it. Now, firstly, to give us some context, it's very important to us. We want to do kind of two things. We want you to have a really good time. We want you to enjoy this, but at the same time, we want you to hit your goal and sort of stay on track for your goal. So we're a little bit greedy that way, but we think we can kind of do both. Okay. So when we look at stuff like this, or we look at anything to do with nutrition or kind of lifestyle, often people get caught up in looking at it in isolation. Look at one incident. So I went out and I had 10 beers and 2 slices of pizza. That's fine, and there's no moral dimension to any of this stuff, but the difficulty at times is when you're looking at something in isolation, but the reality of it is it's something that's ongoing, or it's something that's kind of repeating, and therefore the impact of it is compounding. Okay, so we're going to illustrate that for you, and again, sort of hopefully share and shed some light on it so that you can kind of make kind of different decisions based on kind of what you want to achieve. So we're going to make the assumption that you're going to have 8 drinks per night. Okay, we know that you may drink more, you may drink less, but we have to pick some number. And we're going to go off the idea that you're possibly, or more likely, going to have a takeaway. Now, these are approximate numbers for illustrative purposes only before somebody on the internet kind of decides to pick this apart. We're really just doing this to try and illustrate the kind of the idea to you. Okay, we're going to work off that a takeaway is borderline approximately 2,000 calories. Okay, we know it can be more or less, but in and around that's kind of where it can be when you factor everything in. Okay, so you have you have whatever you have as a takeaway and the other bits and pieces that sometimes go with it. We're going to work off kind of 2,000 calories. Now, if we have 8 glasses of wine and a takeaway, we're at 3,200 calories. Okay, that's for one night. Now, if we do that 5 times, we're at 16,000 calories. And if we do that 8 times, we're at 25,600 calories. Okay, that's kind of the list loosely, again, they're all approximate, of where all of these things finish. So we've got a pint of beer, okay, cider, vodka and Coke, that's a full fat Coke or a full fat Club Orange or Sprite or whatever it is that you have, a vodka and tonic, okay, and then a vodka and sparkling water. Okay, most of these things, you do them on their own, really, for a lot of people, it can be an issue, but it's when you start to do it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or 10 times in the space of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 weeks is where it starts to have a really, really big impact on your kind of health and fitness goals. And to illustrate that and to give you an idea, depending on who you talk to, there's approximately 3,500 calories, okay, in a pound of fat. Okay, so to illustrate that to you and show you what, if we take, let's take this one. So 5 nights out with 8 pints of beer and a takeaway kind of the next day or on the way home or whatever way you look at it, is about 18,000 calories. Okay, this, which I'm holding up, and hopefully you can see, is a medical grade replica of 5 pounds of fat. Okay, the other way around. Okay, that's what 5 pounds of fat looks like. Okay, and that is quite realistic, and we see this happening kind of over the Christmas period. Again, we want you to have a really good time, but we also want you to hit your goal. We also want you at the very least maintain the progress that you've kind of got so far. So what advice would we give you on this? I would suggest, okay, firstly, when you do have the nights out, really make them count, really enjoy them, and really kind of sort of savor them. Don't just get into this thing of kind of mindlessly having 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or 10 nights out and getting up every day and kind of doing it over and over and over again, because you'll often come into January not feeling great and having put on a boatload of weight. Okay, the other thing we would encourage is look at, or at least try, vodka and sparkling water. Okay, as you drink, you'll typically have much less of a hangover the next day because you've a lot less kind of stuff running through your system, and there's an awful lot lower calorie content. And then the other one, okay, and this is a really, really kind of helpful one for you, is have some breakfast stuff in your house or home or apartment, wherever it is, so that when you get up in the morning, the first meal you have can be a good one. So some fruit, some eggs, something like that. And what that does is it often sets the rest of the day off on a kind of much different trajectory. Okay. We hope you kind of found it helpful. If you've got any questions, please pop them in the comments below and we'll do our very best to answer them for you. Thanks.